All right, everyone. So we're reading an article from GameSpot. Here's the headline: The Hitman franchise will continue, IO Interactive confirms. What's next for the Hitman franchise? Developer IO Interactive isn't spilling the beans on its future plans for Age 47, but the studio has confirmed that Hitman 3, now known as Hitman World of Assassination following a 2023 rebranding, won't be the final entry in the franchise. In a new interview, IO Interactive CEO Hakan Abrek stated that news of the series will be revealed in due time alongside details of the upcoming co op mode for World of Assassination. Of course, there will be more Hitman, Abrek said to Variety. But right now, I think we need to get to the other side of this year. And next year, you'll get more news about Hitman co op because I think co op is really, really good extension to the universe and will introduce very interesting mechanics and combinations in World of Assassination. But we will, after that, be talking about the next Hitman because, of course, there's going to be a next Hitman. Two things here. Okay. First of all, as a longtime fan of the Hitman series co op, I can't think of a better addition to the Hitman series than co op. You think about the million and one ways, right, that you could finish a mission on your own, double it like this. When you just think about the different things you could do, right? The ways, hey, watch this as I, put this guy in the bin or whatever, after stealing his disguise, like all of that stuff. Think about all the things you could do with co-op and how cool that would be to figure out ways to do it with a friend. Just awesome, right? Great addition to the series. The second part of this for the Hitman 4 stuff, I can't think of a game that has aged quite as well as the Hitman series. Truly, I was someone who I remember it was way back in the day. I had an Xbox magazine and I saw Hitman Blood Money in there, and I was like, I got to get that game, right? Got to play that. I was much younger, and I played it and I loved it. So then I went back and I got contracts, and the rest is history. But I kind of fell out of I don't want to say I fell out of love with the series because it's not like I didn't like it anymore. I just stopped playing the games. I did play Absolution fully through, but Hitman 1, 2, and 3, I've only played a little bit of, right? I'm just now with this channel getting back into it. And I couldn't believe just a little bit I've played with these elusive targets and everything they have in this game. I could not believe the way this series has aged. You look at all these great series from when I was younger and any older gamer would know this, all these games like lose their flair, right? There's just something about them that's not the same. Look at what Call of Duty's going through. Look what Battlefield was going through until this most recent title. Look at like Madden, right? Or some of these sports titles. Like games that we used to play back in the day. Gears of War is another one that I love that, has just not really found that magic. When I started playing Hitman World of Assassination, it was like I like those games, you found a way to take everything I loved about all the old Hitmans and throw them into a new one in a new and improved experience. And I could not believe it. It's just like this is what we were looking for. And so hearing that there's gonna be a 4th makes me pretty happy. They have to deliver on it, though. They really do. I mean, the bar is set really, really high because this elusive target stuff that I see and I haven't even been able to play enough of World of Assassination to get everything that, there is to get with this. I mean, there's just so much stuff you could do. They just did the thing with Slim Shady and all of that, and we'll be continue to cover that and play that, and there's like an endless amount, but this just feels like the best, in my opinion at least. This feels like the best Hitman game, bar none. Sure, the nostalgia of Blood Money and contracts and those, like, look, those are my games. Okay, those are the ones that will forever, have a special place in my heart. But that doesn't mean that World of Assassination isn't absolutely awesome. You could download contracts online. You could start in this location, the replayability, the massive level. I mean, there is just the elusive targets, all of these things, just really, really cool stuff. And so I hope with the 4th one, man, they could just continue that. I would be heartbroken if we get Hitman 4 and it's, well, this game stinks, and it's just not as good. But the co-op mode, I think that in and of itself is a huge addition because it will make everything better. It just simply put is going to make everything better. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.